Alcohol is an addiction, as well as cocaine, as well as actually speed can be, and actually marijuana can be.
Meth.
Gambling.
Methamphetamines. And weed, I guess, grass.
And why can marijuana be an addiction? Because of the state of being that it puts you in. The state of comfort, the state of peace you might feel, the state of being in another frame of thought can be an addiction.
I was in my late 20s.
About 16 years old.
Well, I drank beer at about 12, 13, 15, chugged my first bottle of wine.
Started with scratches. I don't know, I just started buying them. Oh, it was great to, you had that anticipation of, so that adrenaline. I don't know that you win the first time, but you know that maybe the next time you win. Then when you win, you go, wow. And sometimes it's a substantial amount. And you go, I can do this again.
And when I would come home from work, my husband, who wasn't working at the time, would have me help the kids with their homework, clean the house, and be the wife. I felt as if I had no support, and I was taking on everything.
For me, doing meth was a sexual kind of thing. Found out that if you knew how to balance it, you knew how to do it, that you lasted longer. So for me, that was like, sweet. You know, I was all about having better sex.
My assistant at work offered me a line of methamphetamines, and so I thought, I need energy. I think I'll give this a try.
You know, the people I knew around me all smoked weed, so I just, you know, I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be part of the guys, so I joined them.
Then it progressed to playing the video pokers, and that was fun. And I would get a drink from time to time while I was playing. And I remember one night I won $1,000. That was great. The next week I lost $1,200. That's the way gambling works.
I didn't want the drugs to wear off because I needed to be able to keep going. I slept less and less and just quickly did line after line after line after line, day after day after day after day. And suddenly, once I got involved in that lifestyle, I found more and more people who were doing it and was able to come by it very easily. I was using it for about 6 months when I started having issues. By the end of the 6 months, I had actually exhausted our bank account. I was stealing from my family. I went to my mother's house and I stole my mother's jewelry. Things that I would not have ever thought of doing in a normal state, but under the addiction, I didn't care. I started dealing and I helped cook methamphetamines. I felt like I had no reason to get out of it. I spent a year and a half in prison for possession and possession for sale. I first went in there with the mentality of how can I manipulate the system into thinking that I'm rehabilitated.
And when the ATM doesn't pay off, you know you're in trouble.
But you know what, it was all about, again, the group, the peers. You know, I was never forced to it, but I wanted to be part of the crowd. So that was really, that and drinking that's why I did that.
After about 3 days, being totally sober, being totally straight, was like being high. just because all of a sudden I was straight, sober, and I hadn't been for about 2.5 months. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, life is really cool. Wow, this is really great. I'm high on life.